So in every single part of any type of healing journey, there's a part of letting go, there's a part of grief, there's a part of facing ourselves, there's a part of death, there's a part of rebirth, there's a part of reprogramming our minds, there's a part of reprogramming our beliefs, there's a part of rebuilding our lives, there's a part of getting our voice, finding our confidence, finding who we were. And the thing is about the healing journey is when you are healing and you're going through those low moments and those moments where you're being swallowed whole, everything around us completely falls apart. Everything. It could be you're struggling financially. It could be you're struggling with other relationships. It could be that your house is falling apart. It could be that your parenting is not where it's supposed to be. It could be that, your family relationships are falling apart around you. There's a lot of chaos that goes around when you are not centered, and there's a part of a death happening around you. And that's one of the reasons why my videos are always centered about the whole rebuilding of ourselves, organizing our spaces, as well as organizing our minds and organizing our belief systems and organizing how we see life. Hey my beautiful souls, welcome back to Refining with Jessie, the life coach. A big welcome back to everyone. If you're new here, my name is Jessie. I am a life coach, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel, from organizing our homes to organizing our spaces to organizing our mind to organizing our emotions. We're fully loaded here. It's full service. So if you are new, a big welcome. I hope you stay, subscribe, become part of our tribe. It's a fun one. So my beautiful souls, today we are going to be speaking about healing. And I thought it was a very interesting topic. A few of you actually have reached out to me in regards to your healing journey and asking about some guidance and some advice and just speaking about your own healing journey. And it was one of the reasons why I thought we should just sit and have a conversation today about the healing journey. So I know a little bit about the healing journey because it's what I do, right? My coaching is very different from other people's coaching because my coaching has aspects of psychology, has aspects of mental health, has aspects of self-care, has aspects of self-esteem and spirituality. And I combine all those aspects together to make specific programs for people and their healing process and different aspects of it, because that's what my coaching practice is all about. It's surrounding healing. That's what I do. I help people heal. So a few of you on here actually reached out to me asking specifically about what type of coaching I do and things of that sort. So I definitely will be uploading some little mini versions of the different type of coaching I offer, if that could be useful to any people who are struggling, or they feel stuck, or they just want to get into better alignment. Like I said, I offer different aspects of coaching. But at the end of the day, it's all about healing. It's all about a death in some sort and a rebirth. And we're going to talk about that today because, like I said, a lot of you have been reaching out talking about your healing journey. And one thing that I find that a lot of people say to me is other people don't understand. And so we're going to be addressing that today, because this is the thing about healing and a journey, is that it's personal. It's personal. Everybody has their own set of aspects that they have to confront and overcome during their own journey. And healing is all about that. Healing is about going down that process. And some people are just not going to get it because they haven't lived your life. They haven't been in your shoes. They haven't experienced what you experienced. And one thing I find is the more sensitive a soul or a spirit or a person is, it's going to be very different from your average person who might take in feelings and emotions very differently. So usually it takes longer. So if you are a very empathetic person, or a person who's very sensitive, a person who's very spiritual, you're going to be open. You're going to be very open. And so those hits, when they hit you different. They hit you different, and they hit you at your core. What that means is that it's going to take you longer to heal from certain heartbreaks and certain mishaps that happen to your life, as opposed to a person who feels things different on a different caliber. So that's super important to remember. And we all heal differently. We take different time frames. Like one person going through grief is going to heal totally different from another person going through grief. because there's so many elements that go into it. One part is going to be you specifically. The second part is going to be your belief system. A lot of times when we go through a healing process, it requires a different way of looking at things, and that's why we're stuck. It's based on either belief systems, outdated belief systems that we might have. Healing is very similar to the journey of like a caterpillar, right? A caterpillar has to go through this whole metamorphosis process to come out a whole different type of insect. They come into themselves and they actually get their wings, right? And it's not like they're starting from the beginning. They're starting from the beginning, yes, but they're starting with wisdom, right? They're still the caterpillar. If you look at a butterfly, it still looks like a caterpillar, but it has grown, it has expanded, developed, it has changed. It's a metamorphosis, right? It comes out with these beautiful, gorgeous wings. I think what people don't really know about caterpillars is that they don't all come out a butterfly. Some come out a moth, and some come out a butterfly. Same process, but they all come out going different paths. That's the best way to describe healing. Some people come out completely reformed and they really get the lesson and they take on this brand new experience and they come out completely different, seeing life completely different. And others, they don't quite get there. And there's a whole nother form that don't do it at all. So this is the thing about healing. It's hard as hell. This is what people don't tell you. And it doesn't make a difference what you're healing, right? It could be healing from the death, the literal death of a person, someone that you have lost, someone you have to let go. And that's a hard process, right? So that's one form. There's another form of healing yourself, a death of yourself, a death of your belief systems, a death of attachments. There's a process of letting go. So it could be very similar because there is a grieving process within that. And then there's the whole type of healing where you're healing from someone who has harmed you or hurt you or kind of left you, right? And that still requires a grieving period. It requires a grieving of dreams you might have with that person, ideas you had with that person, things you thought you were going to accomplish. In all aspects, you thought that your journey was going to be different. In all aspects, it requires a death of some kind. You're dealing with a death of some kind. And in all process, it requires a rebirth. And in all process, it's super hard. And that's why a good amount of people that are not healed. Because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard when you are dying inside. It's hard when you are crying inside to keep on going and to constantly, feel like you're swimming, and you're not getting anywhere. And that's truly how the healing process seems. It's hard. It's a long journey. You deal with a lot of emotions that are erratic. It's up and down. You feel defeated. You feel hopeless. You feel helpless. You feel like you are losing everything, all parts of yourself, all parts of what you used to know. You feel very confused. You feel like you don't know what direction to go. It's like you're just this brand new baby and you feel like you're naked to the world and you don't know how to start again. That's how a journey truly feels to people who are doing it right. The people who are doing it right, they're going to have healthy coping mechanisms. See, the easiest thing to do when you don't feel good is to run to something or someone that's going to make you feel good. It's the easiest thing to do. It's like, I have all this pain. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, right? You have to have a willingness to be able to heal yourself and want to come out better. But a lot of people do not have that willpower. And what they do is they run to something or someone that makes them feel good. Sex, alcohol, drugs, going out, shopping, eating. All those things are all unhealthy coping mechanisms, right? It's easy to drag someone into your heartbreak when you feel heartbroken, right? When someone leaves you or you leave them and the attachment is broken. And the first thing you want to do is like jump into a new relationship, jump into another person, but you haven't even healed yet. And what usually happens is because you are unhealed and most likely you have issues because people who are unhealthy, that's what they do. They use other people as clutches. And it's just, it feels good, right? It feels good to have someone say, I got you, I'm going to make you feel better. Sex feels amazing. All that stuff feels good when you're not willing to deal with your problems. So it's very easy to do that. It's very easy. The hard part is not sucking people into your chaos, your drama, your confusion, right? And saying, I need to take a step back and I need to deal with this myself. I need to take time by myself to process my emotions, to process my feelings, to look at myself, look at what happened in this relationship, look at what's unhealed about me, look at what I was not willing to sacrifice, look at what I was not willing to face, look at what I was not willing to give, look at ways I wasn't looking to improve myself, right? It takes a strong person to do that. Like I said, a lot of people don't do that. So that's one way that a lot of people do not heal. They suck other people into their chaos, right? They don't even think about those people and what they're going through, right? And when you are dealing with grief, let's say you lose a person, the easiest thing to do in the world is to soak in your self-pity, in your guilt, in your regret, in your shame, in your emotions, in your loss of that person, in the loss of their attachment. It is so easy to do that. The hard part is to get up every single day and face those feelings straight on and head on. Like literally facing them. Like going places and having breakdowns because you miss the memory of a person. But you still go to those places. You're still going out. You're still trying to make holidays amazing. You're still trying to hold it together, right? That is the hardest part to do. To face that someone is never going to be around ever again. You won't ever have a conversation with them. You won't ever have a hug from them. You won't ever hear their voice again. Those are hard things to face, right? Grief can swallow you whole. That is the easy part, is to let it, right? Is to let it. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel easy because it's a feeling, an emotion that just swallows you. It swallows you. So you have to be super strong to not let it swallow you and to face it head on. And then the other part of healing is when you are healing yourself. And that takes a lot of courage to say, look at yourself in the mirror, clearly see yourself, right? Come out the dark, come out from the shadows and come into the light and look at yourself in the mirror and say, what is going on with you? What's going on with me? You know, what is happening here that I am not willing to face? What kind of block do I have in my life that I can't move forward? What is it about me that creates havoc in relationships and conversations and whatever it may be? It's hard. It's not easy. One of the hardest people to face is yourself. And during all those elements of healing, you always face yourself because you're dealing with yourself, right? When you go through grief, the only person who's feeling that emotion and feeling those feelings is you. And so you have to face yourself and talk to yourself and empower yourself and say, okay, you know, we have dealt with these emotions for long enough. Now we have to get up. We got to fight. We can't let ourselves be swallowed. You know, our loved one would want us to be in this way. Our loved ones would want to see us this way. Our loved ones would want us to lead this life of self-destruction or self-pity. Our loved ones will want to live a full, healthy life. You know, not push people away and let them come in and help us, right? That's facing yourself. Because a lot of the times what we do is we're pushing people away. And so we have to face that, right? And when you are facing a loss of another person, you know, when they mistreat you and you feel heartbroken, there's a lot of things you face there as well. And you have to face yourself because at the end of the day, one part that everyone always misses in the healing journey is that we let them in. You let people into your life. You have the say-so of who comes in, who does not come in, who has access to you, who does not, who comes through your door, who does not, who sits at your table, who does not, who has your love, who does not. That is all within your control. And that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, right? A lot of people stay in that victim mentality of it happened to me. And yes, some people literally do pick you out because there's something about you that they feel that they can take advantage of and they can get over on. But at the end of the day, it's always up to us to be able to see that clearly and to continue bad behavior, to allow it to happen to us, or to stand up, find our voice, find our power and say, no more. I choose me. I choose me. I love you, but you know what? If you are not capable and willing to be a change and be a positive and happy force in my life, bringing me peace and bringing me stability and bringing me grounding energy, then I cannot be a part of this any longer. And that's hard as well, right? Because not only are we facing ourselves, but we have to let go people. So in every single part of any type of healing journey, there's a part of letting go, there's a part of grief, there's a part of facing ourselves, there's a part of death, there's a part of rebirth, there's a part of reprogramming our minds, there's a part of reprogramming our beliefs, there's a part of rebuilding our lives, there's a part of getting our voice, finding our confidence, finding who we were. And the thing is about the healing journey is when you are healing and you're going through those low moments and those moments where you're being swallowed whole, everything around us completely falls apart. Everything. It could be you're struggling financially. It could be you're struggling with other relationships. It could be that your house is falling apart. It could be that your parenting is not where it's supposed to be. It could be that, your family relationships are falling apart around you. There's a lot of chaos that goes around when you are not centered, and there's a part of a death happening around you. And that's one of the reasons why my videos are always centered about the whole rebuilding of ourselves, organizing our spaces as well as organizing our minds and organizing our belief systems and organizing how we see life, because it's a whole process and a lot of people don't really understand that and they don't really look at it that way. And that's where a lot of people go wrong when they're trying to heal themselves. They only try to heal one element, and that's not possible. You have to heal all elements, all parts. So the healing journey is very difficult. It's not for the lighthearted. And if you are on this healing journey, I just want to tell you to keep going, because a lot of people just give up because it's hard. It's hard. I know in my healing journey, there were times that I was literally on the floor. I remember literally, no joke, a time that I was in my kitchen floor on my knees begging for relief of when is something going to change, right? That's how it has you. It could have the most strongest person on the floor, on their knees, begging for something to change and begging for it to stop, right? The chaos to stop. The breakdowns of everything within your life to stop, because you're like, I can't take no more. I don't think I could keep going. And I'm here to tell you that you can keep going. You will keep going, right? You will do it, right? Sometimes it just seems very dark and it feels like no one gets it and no one understands, right? No one can truly understand your journey. But I'm here to tell you, I truly understand your pain, and I truly understand your struggle, and I truly understand everything that you have to endure. And it feels like you're climbing a mountain and you feel like you're never going to get there. And it's like no matter how much you try and you try and you try and you try, and it's like, but I can't see the light. But I promise you that the light is there. The light is there. So keep going, and do not give up on yourself, and do not give up on your journey, and do not give up on coming out of that other side as a butterfly, because you can and you will do it if you keep going. It gets better, it gets easier, it gets lighter. There's a part that is just so destructive in the healing journey, but at the end you come out a totally brand new, amazing, empowered person that people are not even going to recognize. You're not even going to recognize, right? Because you are going to be different. Internally, you are going to be different. On the outside, you might look the same, but nah. In the inside, it's like you're a total different person. And as time goes on, you're going to start recognizing that, and people are going to start recognizing that, right? But it takes time. It takes a hella long of a time for certain people. It takes, a healing journey could be years. And that's the thing. A lot of people are like, okay, I'm going through this and I'm going to be better in a month, in 2 and 3 months, in 4 months. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You have to heal all elements and parts of yourself. Programming and beliefs and attachments that you've probably had since, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So it's not easy. And you have to understand, the longer you are attached to anything, the longer it's going to take to heal. But you can do it. You will do it. Do not give up, because when you give up on yourself. And that's the one person you never should give up The way you love others is the way you need to love yourself. The way you might have lost someone and you had this crazy type of unconditional true love for them, that's the type of love you have to have for yourself. And the way you have that love is by not giving up on yourself, because you are worth it and you are deserving to have a new life that's amazing. It's just amazing. There's no other word I can think of. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your healing. I know it's hard. I've been there. I speak from personal experience. Not only that, but I speak from a space of being a healer, hearing people's stories. And I have heard and coached people who have miraculous stories. They're amazing to me, because they come to me completely broken. And then at the end, they're just like, I can do this. And I love that part of what I do. It's just, I love it. I wish I would have found my journey sooner. I wish I would have realized that this was my path and this is what I was here on this planet and earth to do, because it feels so good. It feels so good to see people come out having a different approach to life and saying, I could do this. And they originally came to me like, I don't know what's going on, and there's so much confusion, and there's so much like I want to give up, or I literally like I can't do this. Like I would be better off here, or I would be better off there. And then at the end, they realize that that's not the case. So keep going. You can do it. I know it's hard if you're on this journey, but trust me, the payout is going to be worth it. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It starts getting easier. Before it gets easier, it's going to get harder. And there's times that you're going to be on your knees, on your kitchen floor, right? And you are going to have to pick yourself up. And I always tell people, if you need help, do not hesitate to get help. Everybody's journey is different. What they're dealing with is different, right? So if you feel like you need help, reach out for help. There's a lot of people who have insurance who covers now, therapy. Get therapy. A lot of people are so afraid to get therapy. If you're down in the trenches and you feel like I cannot do it, then go seek someone that can help you. If you are in alignment with a coach, you can always seek me out, and depending on what you're struggling with, all my consultations are free. I sit down with you. I give a 30 to 60 minute consultation for free. So we speak about your situation. If I am capable of helping you, then we go to the next step. If I'm not, and I know someone that I can refer you to, I do that. And I usually gather what you might need. So even if I can't help you, I will lead you into the right direction. So once again, if you need that help, seek that help. If you're in the journey and you're already in the trenches and you're like, I'm coming out, keep on going. Keep on going, because at the end you get you. And that is the most beautiful gift that anyone can ever get for themselves. I just want to send everybody some love and light. Kisses and smooches, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, my beautiful souls.